Hello everyone. Good evening ellarigu. Good evening my dear students. Hengidiri ellaru? Ellarigu namaskara my dear students. Welcome to Physics Wala. Am I audible my dear students? Good evening everyone. Am I audible? Kersta idina ellarigu? Is my voice clear to everyone? Yes. Good evening ellarigu. Good evening students. Good evening. Hengidiri? Am I audible? Am I audible my dear students? ಹೇಳ್ರಿ fast ಆಗಿ if is my voice clear. Correct? So once again I welcome you all to this wonderful learning platform Physics Wala. So ಇವತ್ತು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು we are going to start our one shot lecture second topic. Correct? Last topic ಅಲ್ಲಿ we had finished our number system over here students. Real numbers ಅನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. Correct? So today we are going to do polynomials. Clear? Today we are going to do what? Polynomials over here. Okay. Good evening ellarigu. Good evening. Let everyone join. Join ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ we can definitely start with our session. If you have any doubt, fine. Previous session ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾರೆ doubt ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ. Yes, if you have any doubt in your real numbers, correct? Last session we saw that real number system. This was the topic we saw last class. If you understand the overview of this topic students, fine. Overview ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರ what did we cover is correct. What did we cover over here in real number system? We started with your whatever fundamental theorem of arithmetic, correct. Prime factorization important ಅದ ಇದ್ರಾಗ. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ಹೋಗಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ವಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರ್ರಿ. And once that video is completed students, you can watch this session. Okay, fine. So in real number system we had done prime factorization, and then in later on prime factorization we saw one important relationship, correct. So what relationship it was? Fine. So we saw the relationship for your h into L will be equals to a into b. Correct? Fine. We saw this h into L is equals to a into b. Later on, correct, we saw another important thing is proving, correct, proving a number is irrational. Proving a number is irrational. So whatever these topics are there my dear students, it is important for you people. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದ. ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅಂತೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅದ. ಇನ್ ಅಕಾರ್ಡೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ನೈಸ್ಲಿ ದೆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪೇ ಮೋರ್ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಟು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಪಾಲಿನಾಮಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್. So we are going to do introduction to polynomials, whatever you have studied in your class 9th. Clear? New class 9th ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಕಲ್ತ್ರಿ, we'll have a brief overview about that. Fine. And then we are going to see geometrical meaning of zeros of a polynomial and relationship between zeros and coefficients of the polynomial. Okay, quadratic polynomial in ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿರೋದು ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಾಟಿಕ್ ಪಾಲಿನಾಮಿಯಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಫೈನ್. ಎಸ್, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೈನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕವರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್, ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯುವರ್ ರಿಯಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಸ್ ದರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾರೇ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಆನ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ದಟ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್, along with that if you need some extra practice questions which I had included in that notes, along with that if you need few important questions like DPPs, daily practice paper, ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರ you have to download the PW app from the Play Store. Once you have downloaded students, you have to just log in using your mobile number. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ನಂಬರನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ you have to go to the batch, search batch section and type Abhimanyu Kannada. Absolutely free of cost. The login is also free of cost. ನೀವು ₹1 ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. Correct? It is absolutely free of cost. Once you click on explore students. So e type of interface open ಆಗ್ತದ. In description you will get to know what all the course detail is there, ಯಾವಾಗ batch start ಆಗತದ, when it will end, validity of this batch up till your examination. So this all things you will be getting over here. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ next subjects. Okay, whatever the subjects are there, subjects ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು click ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it will open like this. In physics you will get physics, whatever topic notes are there along with DPPs. Same for chemistry, maths and biology. Okay, clear? Is this clear for everyone? Yes. So if this is clear students, so let us move on to our topic of discussion, that is nothing but what? Polynomials. So this is our introduction on polynomials, correct? So whatever the classification of polynomials is there, which is studied in class 9th. Class 9th ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು main classifications ಅನ್ನ ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಿ. First based on the terms, first classification you will see based on the terms, and second classification you will see based on the degree. ಹೌದಾ? Based on the terms and based on the degree. Two main classifications you will study there. Now when I talk about the terms over here, based on the terms, the classification will be clear. It will be like this. Fine. ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರ್ತಾವಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ, again it will go on continuing, correct? Monomial, it will be classified as monomial, binomial, binomial and trinomial. Okay, monomial, binomial and trinomial. Now monomial andre ಏನಾಗ್ತದ? In monomial there will be only one term. Okay, number of terms in the polynomial will be what? Exactly one term will be there. So it has only one term. Okay, fine. Next, when we talk about binomial, in binomial we will be having two terms. Fine. Examples anna kodbekandre it will be like this students. Fine. So minus x, clear? Or it can be x square also, no issues. It can be 3x cube also. So all the polynomials having exactly one term, one and only one term, or even you can take the constant also. Fine. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕೂಡ ತಗೋಬಹುದು, constant polynomial, correct? Sorry. So all the polynomials which are having only one term, so such whatever things are there, fine, are called as what? Monomials. Such polynomials are called as what? Monomials. Next, two terms if they are there, we call it as what? Binomial. For example, it can be like this. Example kodbekandre, okay, trinomial means three terms. Fine, trinomial means three terms over here. Now if I give the example for each of them, here it can be x square plus 2, 3x plus 5, correct? Or minus x cube plus x square. All these are nothing but what? Binomials. Now when we talk about trinomials over here, trinomials ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ three terms ಇರಬೇಕು. x cube plus x square plus 6, 3x square plus 2x plus 5. Clear students? Is this clear? Head clear adenilla? Fine. Yes. Now the second classification. How we are going to study second classification? Can anyone tell me? Chat box alli yarare helboda? First we are learning on based on terms, monomial, binomial, trinomial. Now based on degree, can anyone tell me how are we going to do the classification based on degree? Fine. Again three main types we will study. Clear? Fine. First one will be what students? Nothing but what? Linear ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಲಿತೀವಿ, and then we will study about quadratic. Okay, quadratic, and then we will study about what? Linear, quadratic and yes, cubic equation. Okay, so based on degree andre eniga, what do we mean by degree over here? So when we talk about degree, it is nothing but highest power of the variable. Okay, highest power of the variable. Clear? So degree is nothing but what? One polynomial ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರ, ಆ polynomial naga whichever the variable highest power is there, that will become the degree of the polynomial. That is the basic definition. Clear? So that is what you study in your previous session. Fine. Adadmele we have linear polynomial over here. Just a minute, students. Yes. So in linear polynomial, if you understand this, so linear polynomial the highest power of the variable is 1. Okay, or we can tell simply degree is 1. Okay, just a minute. Yes. Okay, degree over here is nothing but what, students? Degree is 1. Clear? For example, clear, space ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅದ, so ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ it can be minus x plus 3, okay, or it can be minus 3x or plus 3x ಈ ರೀತಿ. highest power ಏನದ variable the 1 ಅದ, so that will become nothing but what? Degree will be 1. After that, next if you observe, students, in quadratic, yes, so when we see for quadratic over here, so the degree, fine, okay, so when I am choosing this pen, it is writing, okay, same okay, chalo. So over here the degree will be nothing but what, students? Degree will be, highest will be 2. Fine. So for example, okay, for example, it will be nothing but x square plus 2x plus 1. Number of terms ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಕಾಳಜಿ ತಗೋಬಾರ್ದು, or it can be 2x square plus 5, or it can be simply be x square. Clear? Okay, now when we talk about this over here, when we talk about the cubic equation over here, in cubic equation the degree will be nothing but what? Degree is 3. Clear? So for example, we can think about your x cube plus 2x square plus x plus 1. Okay, so highest another 3. Clear? So all such polynomials, in linear the degree is 1, in quadratic the degree is 2, in cubic the degree is 3. So based on number of terms, based on degree, the classification of polynomials is done over here. Is clear aita? Now next we'll go to another definition, that is nothing but what? Zero of the polynomial. So what do we mean by zero of the polynomial, students? Fine, definition nodri first of all. Okay, look at the definition. Fine. Yes. So the definition says that a real number k is called zero of the polynomial, okay, is called the zero of the polynomial p of x if p of k is equal to 0. Clear? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? yes or no? ಹೌದೇನಿಲ್ಲ? ಏನಂತೇವೆ ನಾವು? ಒಂದು ರಿಯಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೆ ಅದ, ಯಾವುದು ಒಂದು ರಿಯಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೆ ಅದ, ಆ ಪಾಲಿನಾಮಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ನಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರ, if it becomes 0, then such a number is said to be zero of the polynomial. Clear? Fine. So from here, students, we will learn two things. Fine. We will learn factor theorem. Fine. ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ example ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. Let us look at an example. Easy to understand. Yes. So if I take this polynomial, fine. If I take a polynomial p of x, fine, p of x is equals to x square minus 1. Find the zeros of p of x. Can you do this? Find the zeros of p of x. Yes. Madri nodonu quickly. Whatever your answers are there, drop it down in the chat box, students. Chat box alli ನಿಮ್ಮ answers ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ. Yes, do it fast. Yes. So if I take x is equals to 1, p of 1 value will be nothing but what? It will be 1 square minus 1, which will be equals to what? 1 minus 1, 0 banta. So x is equals to 1 is a 0 of this polynomial. Similarly, if I take x is equals to minus 1, p of minus 1 value will be nothing but what? Minus 1 whole square minus sorry. So it will be minus 1 whole square minus 1. Minus 1 whole square enagtada, it will be nothing but what? 1 minus 1, which is again equals to 0. So this x is equals to minus 1 kuda enath 0 of this polynomial. So x is equals to 1 and minus 1 both are the zeros of this polynomial. Now if this concept is clear to you people, we will study from here only the factor theorem. Correct alla? Do you people remember this factor theorem ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಲಿತೇವೆ ನಾವು? So what does factor theorem says us is, understand this students, clear? So factor theorem says us is, suppose x is equals to a, fine, or we can tell that, suppose, fine, so we can tell like this students, suppose let us consider a polynomial, let p of x, fine, let p of x be a polynomial, let p of x be a polynomial in variable x, fine, in variable x. Then first point we will say that let p of x be a polynomial in variable x. Then first point we say that if p of a is equals to 0, then x minus a is a factor of p of x. Okay, x minus a is a factor of p of x. And second point we say that, fine students, if x minus a is a factor of p of x, then we say that p of a value is equals to 0. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ same ಆಗತ್ತದ. 1 and minus 1 are the factors of what? Your p of x. So x square minus 1 square it will be, which can be written as x minus 1 and x plus 1. So nodri ಇಲ್ಲಿ both are factors, right? Yes or no? So that is what the factor theorem tells us. Idan ನೀವು previous session ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಇಷ್ಟ. Correct or no? Now let us move on to what actually, because next topic is this only, geometrical meaning of 0 of the polynomial. Okay, so let us start by a quadratic equation. Fine, geometrically we need to see that what is the meaning of 0 of a polynomial. Okay, so we are starting with what students? We are starting with this polynomial x square minus 3x minus 4. So whenever students we know that, okay, you people need to remember this. Fine, so I'll write it down on this page. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾ? Remember this concept. Fine. So first point you have to remember is nature of graph. Okay, nature of graph. Clear? Important concept ida, because in exam by giving you the nature of graph they can ask you whether what kind of polynomial it is. Clear? So whenever we talk about linear polynomial, fine, first one, when we talk about linear polynomial, okay, so whenever we talk about linear polynomial, the nature of graph for this linear polynomial will be yav riti? Straight line. Okay, so the nature of graph for this will be nothing but what students? Straight line. Okay, yav riti nu irbodu, the straight line can be anyhow. Fine, I am not worried about how it is oriented. It can be like this also. It named the coordinate plane. If I consider, the straight can be like this, straight line, it can be like this, or it can be like this also. It can be this like this straight also, constant polynomial line. Okay, fine, clear Ada? So this is nothing but what? The nature of graph of linear polynomial. Second, when we see for quadratic polynomial, if we see the nature of graph for quadratic polynomial, yes, does anyone knows? ಯಾರಿಗಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತೈತೇನ್ರಿ nature of graph for quadratic polynomial ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ? Definitely you people can drop it down in the chat box. Nature of graph for quadratic polynomial, how it will be? ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ. How will be the nature of graph for quadratic polynomial? Yes, how it will be, students? Can we tell it is parabola? Hodala? It will be of what kind? The nature will be parabola. So when we talk about parabola, parabola means it will be like this. Okay, the parabola can be like this, fine, or okay, it can be like this, students. In problem illa, it can touch over here also, it can be like this also, but it will be U shape. So this shape we call it as what? Parabola. Fine, it can be like this, however it wants, it can be fine, it can be small also like this. Artha aita? Clear? Any kind of parabola it can be. And third one, if we see, that is nothing but what? Cubic polynomial. Okay, very short topic aitida. Fine, so you'll get only 1 marks, 2 marks questions from this, not more than that. Okay, no 3 marks, no 5 marks also. Fine, not 4 marks also. Fine, so cubic polynomial, the nature will be like this, students. Nenapidri idana. Okay, the nature of graph will be like this. Clear for the cubic polynomial? Okay, understood? Clear? Yes. Now also if we talk the maximum number of zeros, okay, that we are going to find. So even if we discuss this topic over here, fine, in nature of graph aita, and also if we discuss for the maximum number of zeros, maximum number of zeros, okay, maximum number of zeros. Clear? So if anyone knows, can you people drop it down in the chat box? Maximum number of zeros for a linear polynomial, maximum number of zeros for a linear polynomial eshtirtada? First one I am writing down over here. Fine, the maximum number of zeros for a linear polynomial. Yes, so the maximum number of zeros for the linear polynomial will be how much, students? It will be exactly 1. Okay, exactly 1. Second one, maximum ಹೇಳಾತೇನೆ ನಾನು, we are not talking about the minimum. Fine, when we go ahead we are going to discuss about minimum also. For the quadratic polynomial, for this one it can be here exactly 1, here it can be 2, and for the cubic it will be 3. Okay, so this is the basic idea you need to have. Now if this idea is clear, let us move on to the geometrical meaning of zero of a polynomial. One quadratic polynomial anna kottidara. Okay, they have given p of x is equals to what, students? Your x square minus 3x minus 4. So first step what I am going to do is, let us see what values I can take to plot the graph. Geometrical meaning andre ena? Ultimately graph ಬಗ್ಗೆ discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದ. Yes or no? So look at this, how we are going to discuss the graph over here. Values ತಗೊಳತೀನಿ. I am taking the input values of x over here. Yes. Let's see how many values we can take. So let this be x, inputs I am taking, and here you will get the values of what? P of x. Clear? Here if I substitute, students, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we can start from 3 over here, minus 3 in the start madana. So if I substitute minus 3 over here, it will be nothing but what? Minus 3 whole square will be 9. 9 plus 9, because minus of minus plus, 9 plus 9 18. 18 minus 4 andre ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತ? 14. ಹೌದಾ? Correct. Next when I take minus 2 over here, minus 2 whole square will be nothing but what? 4. Correct. And yes, minus 2 whole square will be 4. 4 minus of minus plus. Correct. So 4 minus 4 cancel aata. So illen ulita 3 2s are 6. So it will be 6 over here. If I take minus 1 over here, students, ನಾನು ಏನಾದ್ರೆ minus 1 ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ನೋಡ್ರಿ, 1 plus 3, 4, 4 minus 4, 0 ಬಂತ. So if I take 0 over here, it will be nothing but what? Minus 4. If I take 1 over here, 1 minus 3, 1 minus 3 minus 4, 1 minus 7 will be nothing but what? Minus 6 over here. If I take 2 over here, students, 2 ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರ 2 square will be 4. 4 minus 6 minus 2 minus 2 minus 4 will be nothing but what? Okay, minus 6 ಬರತ್ತದ. Here if I keep 2, it will be 4. 4 minus 3 2s are 6 minus 4. Yes, this will get cancelled. Again we'll get minus 6. If I keep 1, 1 minus 3 minus 4, yes, that is also minus 6 over here. No, I think okay. After that, if I keep 3 over here, 3 itra 3 square will be 9 minus 9. I'll get minus 4 over here. And if I keep 4 over here, 4 square is 16. 16 minus 16 will be 0. Okay, clear aata? Ishta idea antu we got after plotting the values. Now if I keep this on the number line over here, okay, next page al number line ana tagota idini, because I need to plot the geometrical meaning of 0. I want to explain it to you people. Okay, so here this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದ? minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Okay, now here we need values up till what? Clear? So we can take like this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Correct? 14 andre it will cross. Fine. Again minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8. Okay, clear everyone? Clear idana? Next if we see over here, whenever the value is minus 3 over here, okay, so let us plot with the help of this. Minus 3, it is 14. 14 andre illellu banta. Okay, let us see. After that, students, we have nothing but what? Minus 2, then it is 6, minus 2, then 6 means over here. And when minus 1, the value is 0. Value is 0. Next, when we look for 0, 0 ತಗೊಂಡಿದಾಗ minus 4 ಬರತ್ತದ over here. Clear? And if we take the value as nothing but what? Yes, if we take the value as 1 over here, 1 ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ minus 6 ಬರತ್ತದ, 2 also minus 6. 1 then minus 6, 2 then also minus 6. Clear? ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? 2 then also minus 6 over here. 3 if we take, students, it is becoming minus 4. Means over here 3 then minus 4. Andre nodri parabola nature sigatade enilla. When I join, you'll get to know. And if I take 4, it is 0. And if I take 5, okay, ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು extra point ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರೋಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Yes, clear? So if I take 5 over here, ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? 5 square is 25. 25 minus 15 will be 10. 10 minus 4 will be what? 6. Clear? So when it is 5 over here, 5 il value tagondra, it is output is what? 6 over here somewhere. Clear ellarigu? Is this much clear? Now I told that whenever it is a quadratic equation or quadratic polynomial, so whenever it is a quadratic polynomial, the nature of the graph will be what kind? Parabola. Okay, let us join this parabola. Yes. Clear? It will be like this, ee riti, and then again it will continue in this direction over here. Okay, clear aidu? Did everyone understand this? So this is the nature of the graph. Okay, fine. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? Fine. Now what does the geometrical meaning mean, students, over here? Geometrical meaning, what does it means is how many times, fine, whenever we talk about, see over here I am writing down, geometrically, okay, the number of zeros, fine, geometrically the number of zeros of polynomial is equal to the number of times the graph intersects on x-axis. Okay, so geometrical meaning of number of zeros ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ನಮ್ಗ? The number of times the graph intersects on x-axis, that many number of zeros will be there. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, if you look at this, fine, this it is intercepting one time over here it is intercepting again one time. Given polynomial ಏನಿತ್ತ? p of x was equals to what, students? x square minus 3x minus 4. We saw that whatever the value of p of minus 1 was there, it was equals to 0, correct? And also sorry, p of 4 value is equals to what? 0. So number of zeros will be what? 2 in quantity. How many times it is intercepting? 2. So the number of times the graph intercepts on x-axis, in the x-axis alla, whatever this axis is there, this is x dash and this is x. So this axis is what? X-axis. ಎರಡು ಸತಿ intercept ಮಾಡಾತದ, that many number of zeros. Clear ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? Yes. Now if this is clear, students, we have certain cases. Okay, case 1 tells that graph cuts x-axis on 2 distinct points. Okay, graph cuts x-axis on 2 distinct points. So if it cuts on x-axis at 2 distinct points, the nature of graph will be nothing but what? It can be like this. ಈಗ just now ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, correct ಅಲ್ಲ? Over here, okay, it is intercepting 2 times. Sir, always it will be like this? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನು necessity ಇಲ್ಲ. It can be like this also. Okay, it can be like this, ultanu irbodu. So here also it is cutting how many times? 2 times. Okay, and also we know that, fine, remember that, students, what did I give you? Note. Fine, ee note anna kottidni nimaga, again I will repeat that. Fine, now we know that general form of a quadratic polynomial, idin previous session nag kaltirtiri, ax square plus bx plus c, that is the general form of a quadratic polynomial. So I am writing down that only. A quadratic polynomial of the form p of x is equals to ax square plus bx plus c can have maximum 2 distinct zeros or minimum no zeros. Okay, and this whatever I am talking, students, fine, it can have maximum 2 distinct or minimum no zeros. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕಿತ್ತ, it can have maximum 2 distinct zeros or no, fine, or minimum, and I'll write down, okay, and minimum it can have no zeros at all. Okay, minimum no zeros at all. Adu case ನೋಡೋಣ ನಾವು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ದಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ 2 ಇರಬೇಕಾ 100%. ನೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಯಾವುದದ? ಪ್ಯಾರಾಬೋಲಾ ಟೈಪ್ ಅದ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? Understood students? So either it can have maximum 2 distinct zeros, and this whatever we are talking about real zeros. Complex alla. Okay, we are talking about what? Real zeros. So this is a case 1. Case 2, graph cuts x-axis at exactly 1 point. Now when we talk about exactly 1 point over here, the graph will be like this. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇರಬಹುದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, it can be like this at exactly 1 point. It can be like this also. ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. Yes or no? It can be like this also. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗತ್ತದ? Exactly 1 point, single point, it is fine. Yes, here exactly at 1 point, this is the 0. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? If this is the point over here students, if this is the point, the graph can be like this. So here also number exactly 1 0 will be there. ಹೌದಾ? Exactly 1 0. Done? Clear alla? So graph cuts x-axis at exactly 1 point, and here the graph cuts x-axis at exactly 1 point. But the maximum number of zeros ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಗ್ತದ? Here the number of zeros will be what? 2. ಕಾಣಕ್ 2 ಕಾಣಬಹುದು. Because why? But it will be what? Real and equal roots. Clear? Quadratic equation ನೀವು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Real and equal roots. Clear students? ಇಷ್ಟು clear ಆಯ್ತಾ? Yes. Next case, if we see, graph does not cut the x-axis. The graph will not cut the x-axis. Cut ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. So if it is not cutting, it can be like this. ಹೌದಾ? It can be like this. ಹೌದಾ? ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಕಟ್ಟ ಮಾಡತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Number of zeros we will get. Fine. So in this case, the number of zeros will be how much? 1. But whatever the number of zeros are there, they are equal. In this case, whatever the zeros are there, they are distinct because they are distinct points cut madatada. Because I have given you this, the number of zeros of the polynomial is equals to number of times it cuts on the x-axis. So here 2 number of zeros, here 1, and here it is not cutting the x-axis. So number of zeros will be how much? 0. ಈ ರೀತಿನೂ ಇರಬಹುದು. Okay, it can be like this also. Clear? ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡತೈತಿ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಡ್ರಿ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದಾ? ಸಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್. ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್? ಕೇಸ್ ತಿಳಿತೇನಾ? ಎಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್? ದ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ y is equals to p of x is given. Fine. Identify the number of zeros of p of x in each case. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅವರ? whatever the graphs of y is equals to p of x ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. we need to identify the number of zeros of p of x in each of the cases. Yes, observe ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. and also you can tell me the nature of the polynomial. Nature of the polynomial andra whether it is cubic, quadratic or linear. Sorry. ಎಸ್, ಎರಡದಕ್ಕೆ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ನೋಡೋಣ. Okay, fine. So here if you observe now, ಎಷ್ಟು time cut ಆಗತೈತಿ on the x-axis? On the x-axis, how many times it is cutting students over here? It is cutting exactly, fine, 1 time. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? Fine. So we can tell that the number of zeros ಕೇಳತ್ತಾರ ಅವರ. Fine. So number of zeros fine. So here number of zeros, fine. Shortcut nag hang barili. Can I write it down like this, students? Number of zeros, fine. First one, number of zeros, clear. It will be nothing but what? Only one. Hing bardre artha agangilla nimga. Okay, chalo. Number of zeros, clear. So it will be nothing but what? 2. And what will be the 1. Number of zeros will be 1 over here. And if you talk about nature of polynomial, okay, in nature of the polynomial the ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. So if you see over here, students, ನೀವು ಅನ್ಸ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದ ಟೈಮ್ it is cutting the axis, it is cutting only one time. So under number of zeros is 1. The case is of what? Linear. No, definitely not, students. Linear will be a straight line. Is straight line ada ena? Illa. So definitely we can tell that it is your cubic polynomial. Okay. If it is quadratic, it will be like this. Cubic andre ee riti nature change ಮಾಡ್ತದ್ರಿ. Clear? Done ada? Now here if you observe in this case, it is cutting at exactly 2 distinct points. Haudalla? So what will be the number of zeros over here? Number of zeros will be nothing but what? Number of zeros 2. Clear? And the nature will be what? Quadratic. Howda? This is what we know. The nature will be what? Quadratic. Clear? Done ada? Yes. Next, if you observe over here, students, again if you observe over here, number of zeros estada nodri illi. Here it is cutting the x-axis, here and here. At 3 different places it is cutting. So if we see over here, students, the number of zeros, x-axis mag nodri ಎಷ್ಟು time cut ಮಾಡಾತದ ಅಷ್ಟ ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಕು. Number of zeros will be nothing but what? It will be 3. And what will be the nature? Yes, nature will be nothing but what over here? Cubic. Clear? Nature will be what? Cubic. Clear? Nature will be cubic over here. In confusion? Illala. Next, coming to this part over here, if you see on x-axis, it is cutting exactly one time. Vanda sati cut madatada. So what will be the nature? Find number of zeros. Again, don't consider wrong it is. On x-axis we need to see. Okay, number of zeros. Okay, so it is nothing but what? 1. And nature, if we observe, it is linear. Nature, if we observe, it is linear. Clear? Same you can discuss for this also, students. Fine. Ill nodri. Exactly there is 1 0 over here. Howdalla? Number of zeros will be 1. It is quadratic. Illen ಆಗ್ತದ? Here the number of zeros are how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. So number of zeros are 4. Can anyone tell me what is the polynomial over here? ಹೇಳ್ರಿ fast ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. Tell me what will be the nature of this. Number of zeros antu 4 ಗೊತ್ತಾತ. Nature of polynomial? Yes. 3 idra cubic antevi, 2 idra quadratic, 4 idra it will be called as what? Biquadratic. Okay, so it will be biquadratic polynomial. Done. Now this you people can do it as an homework. Try madri. Fine. 2 examples are there which I am giving it to you people as homework. So I hope whatever this polynomial is there, students, it is understood to you people. Ee tanka enu confusion illa. First we saw polynomials classification nodidvi, that is the revision part. Nimge 10th nag iroda, in your class 10th you have only 2 topics. First is number of zeros when graph is given. Either question bartada. Fine. So same question will come for you people. Number of zeros, they will give you in the form of MCQs. And next topic is, coming to the next topic, we have, yes, we have this, students, that is relationship between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial. Okay, relationship between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial. So first we have to discuss for what? Quadratic polynomial over here. Good evening ma Gyanvi. Good evening. How are you? Fine. Yes. So if we see over here students, quadratic polynomial, the general form okay, the general form of quadratic polynomial, okay, the general form of quadratic polynomial, fine, is given by how, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, fine, we know that it is given by p of x is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. ಹೌದಾ? Yes, very nice ma. How is your school exams going on? How is your school going on? Okay, school heng nadilikkattada. So yes, we know that the general form of the quadratic polynomial is given by p of x is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. So suppose if we tell that alpha and beta are zeros of this of p of x. ಹೌದಾ? ನಾವೇನನ್ನದೇವಿ, some alpha is there, some beta is there, it is the zero of this polynomial. Then the relationship between the whatever this alpha and beta is there, correct, relationship between the zeros over here, relationship between alpha and beta and this polynomial p of x, sorry, and the coefficients of this polynomial. Coefficients andre ena, a, b and c. ಹೌದಾ? Clear? So how do we give the relationship? We tell that whatever your alpha plus beta is there is equals to minus b by a. Clear? Fine. Alpha plus beta, that is sum of the zeros. First relation is sum of the zeros. Okay, sum of the zeros, that is alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a, and second one product of the zeros, correct, product of these zeros is nothing but alpha into beta is equals to c by a. So this is the two important relations we have. Okay, alpha into beta is, alpha plus beta is minus b by a, alpha into beta is c by a. Okay, so now we can do this question over here. Find the zeros of the polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10. Clear? X square plus 7x plus 10, and we need to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. Okay, so first of all we need to find the zeros of this polynomial. How do we do this? Fine, let us take the polynomial. Let p of x be equal to x square plus 7x plus 10. This is the polynomial. Clear? Now we know that whatever this polynomial is there students, if you remember this, ಹೌದಾ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆನಾ ಇದು? So if we consider this polynomial, that is p of x is equals to x square plus ax plus b. Fine. Suppose ax can be written as your lx plus some mx and b is equals to l into m, then whatever this polynomial is there, p of x can be factorized as x plus l into x plus factorization. Okay, clear? Did you people understand this? If we are able to find some l and m, okay, if whatever ax is there, if we are able to find some l and m where ax is equals to lx plus mx and b is l into m, then we can write this. Clear? So now if this is clear to you people, if we come back to this over here, that is whatever 7x is there, 7x can I write it down as your 5x, okay, plus 2x anta bariboda, because also 10 is equals to what students? 10 is equals to 5 into 2. Clear alla? So whatever this polynomial p of x is there, I can factorize it and write it down as x plus 5 into x plus 2. ಹೌದಾ? So now by factor theorem we know that the whatever the zeros of this polynomial are there, if x plus 5 and x plus 2 are the factors, then by factor theorem, okay, then by factor theorem, yes, by factor theorem what do we can say students over here? Factor theorem sorry, by factor theorem ನಾವೇನು ಅನ್ಬೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ, we can tell that whatever your zeros are there, alpha value is equals to minus 5 and beta value is equals to what? Minus 2. Because when we see for factor theorem, remember that it will be of this form, x minus a into x minus b. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನದ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅದ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ we have to take minus over here. So if these are the factors, now it is clear that fine, first relationship alpha plus beta will be equals to what? Minus b by a. Alpha value ಏನದ minus 5 ಅದ, plus beta value ಏನದ minus 2 ಅದ, will be equals to minus of b value. B value is 7 divided by 1. So if you see this, it is minus 7 is equals to minus of 7. Verify आता. Second relation, it says that alpha into beta should be equals to c by a. Alpha value ಏನದ minus 5, beta value ಏನದ minus 2, and c value is nothing but what students over here? C value if you compare to this, it is 10 by 1. So we know that 10 is equals to 10. Both the relations are verified. Clear? In confusion illala? Now let us do one problem over here. Look at this. Fine. Yes. Same problem nodri. Nim board exam nag bandeti. Okay. So this is 2024 board exam problem. Fine. 2024 boards. Clear? Fine. 2024 boards. Okay. This is same problem which we did now. Polynomial ಏನದ x square plus 7x plus 10. We need to verify relationship between zeros and its coefficients. This question if we see over here, ಈ question ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರ, they are telling that divide the polynomial p of x is equals to 3x cube plus 2x plus 5 by g of x is equals to x square plus 2x plus 1 and find the quotient and remainder. Okay. So by long division method we can do this. ಹೌದಾ? By long division method. Fine. We need to divide one polynomial by other polynomial. So how we are going to do, students? If you have studied this in the school, you can understand that we'll take whatever 3x cube plus 2x plus 5. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅದಲ್ಲ 2x the given equation is 3x cube plus 2x plus 5. ಇಲ್ಲೇನದ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ x square plus 2x plus 1. So we have x square plus 2x plus 1 over here. Now what we have to do, students? First of all, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಗ x square ada, ಇಲ್ಲಿ x cube ada. So I need to multiply by x. Here there is 3, so I need 3 over here. Clear? So if you multiply now, this will be 3x cube plus 3 2s are, it will be 6x square, and then it will be nothing but what? Yes, plus 3x. Okay. Now I have to subtract this. Term by term subtract ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? Correct ಆಗಿ observe ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. So when I subtract over here, students, obviously this will get cancelled. Here the sign will be minus, so minus 6x square. Observe it correctly, or if you want one more extra step, write it down it like this and take. To avoid the confusion, you can make it as 0x square plus 2x plus 1. So ಏನು confusion ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. 3x we had used over here, so we are getting minus 6x square. You'll subtract ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ minus x square and this will come down, it will become plus 1. Okay. Now again over here we have minus 6x square, ಇಲ್ಲಿ x square ada, so minus 6 I want over here. So if I multiply now, this will be minus 6x square minus it will be nothing but what? 6 2s are 12x. Okay. Minus 6. So yes, this is the last step. Now we need to again subtract over here. So this will become plus. Illi kuda plus ಆಗ್ತದ, and this is also plus over here. So this will get cancelled. Minus x plus 12x will be nothing but what? Plus 11x. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗ್ತದ +1 + 6 will be what? +7 over here. Clear? Did you people understand this? Clear? So now whatever this is there, students, this will be called as your quotient, and whatever this is there will be your remainder. Okay, clear aidu? Concept clear alla? So they are telling us to write down the q of x. Q of x is equals to 3x minus 6, and when we write down r of x, it is equals to what? 11x plus 7. Done? Clear? Is there any confusion now? Confusion ada? Fine. So nodri enu illa ishta ada itraga. Okay, this is only what we have. Fine. So next is find the zeros of the polynomial x square minus 3 and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. Okay, can you do? 2 minutes time I will give you. You people try now. You have to find the zero of that polynomial. Okay, hang martiri zero factorize. Can you do it? If it is possible, try to do the factorization. Yes, hang madona. How can we do this, students, over here? Nodri, given polynomial is what? Given polynomial is nothing but what? P of x is equals to x square minus 3. Okay, P of x is equals to x square minus 3 for zeros. Okay, for zero of polynomial. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮೆಥಡ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡಾತೀನಿ. Fine. If we need to find the zero of this polynomial, ನಾ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? What can we do? Yes, what can we do, students? We can take P of x is equals to what? 0. ಹೌದಾ? So x square minus 3 should be equals to 0. X square should be equal to 3, or x will be equals to what, students? Plus or minus square root of 3. Okay. Fine, x will be equals to plus or minus square root of 3 over here. Did you people understand? So this is how we are going to find the zero of this polynomial. Now once the zero of the polynomial is done, next step we have to do nothing but what over here? Okay, zero of the polynomial banta. So whatever p of x is there, it can be written in the form of, actually ee riti baribodu, x plus or x minus root 3 multiplied by x plus root 3. So I can tell that whatever your alpha value is there, it is equals to root 3, and whatever your beta value is there, it is minus root 3. Fine. So our relationship anna verify madona. Let us verify the relationship over here, students. The given polynomial is nothing but what? P of x is equals to, no really, it is x square plus 0 times of x minus 3. So this is your a value, and this is your b value, and this is your c value. So alpha plus beta is equals to what? Minus b by a. So this implies that what, students? Alpha value another root 3 other, plus beta value is what? Minus of root 3. B value another 0 other, 0 divided by anything is 0. This will get cancelled. So 0 is equals to 0. Verified. Alpha into beta is nothing but what? C by a. So this means that, students, alpha value root 3, beta value is root 3. C another, it is nothing but what? Minus 3 by 1. Sorry, this beta value is minus over here. So minus into this will be 3. Minus 3 is equals to what? Minus 3. This is also verified. Clear? Yes or no? So this is how we find the zeros of the polynomial, and we establish the relation. Okay. So next, if you have find the quadratic polynomial, the sum and product of whose zeros are minus 3 and 2. Yes, before going to this problem, one important relationship anna now cover madbeka. Okay. So suppose, see students, what does it says is, suppose alpha and beta are the zeros of this polynomial, okay, are zeros of a polynomial p of x. Fine. Fine. Any polynomial is there. We don't know what is the polynomial, but ನಮಗೆ an idea the zeros of this polynomial they have given. Polynomial ಯಾವುದು ರೀತಿ ಇರಲಿ, I don't have idea, but if I want to find the polynomial from this zeros, fine, polynomial in the anna find ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ from this zeros. So how we can do is the p of x will be equals to what, students? Observe this. It will be equals to x square minus of alpha plus beta x, that is sum of the polynomial plus the product of the polynomials. Clear? This is the important relationship. If we alpha and beta are zeros of a polynomial, if you want to find the polynomial, it will be x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta. Now if this is clear, ee problem nodri ಎಷ್ಟು easy ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಈಗ. Yes or no? Find the quadratic polynomial they are telling. The sum and product of whose zeros are given. So let alpha and beta be zeros of polynomial, be the zeros of the polynomial p of x. Okay, fine. So we have nothing but what, students? P of x will be equals to, now fine, they have given that what, sum of the zeros alpha plus beta is equals to what, minus 3. Alpha into beta will be equals to what, 2. Clear? Then p of x will be equals to what, students? We have x square minus alpha plus beta x into alpha beta. Howda? Sorry, plus alpha beta. So which will be nothing but what, x square minus 3x plus 2. So which will be nothing but what, x square plus 3x plus 2. So this is the required polynomial. Yes or no? ಹೌದೇನಿಲ್ಲ? ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ. This is the required polynomial. Fine. So this is how the relationship is useful for us. Fine. So next let us move on to one MCQ problem over here. Yes. The degree of the polynomial p of x is equals to 3x cube minus 8x square plus 6x minus 3 is. This polynomial kottidara board problem ada, board PYQ. Okay, they are asking you that the degree of this polynomial is. So if you observe over here, what is the highest power of the variable? What is the highest power? Yes, you can drop your answers in the chat box, students. What is the highest power of variable? Highest power of the variable. Enaithe helri fast agi. What is the highest power of the variable, students? Here it is 3, here it is 2, here it is 1, and here it is 0. Correct? So it is nothing but what, students? 3 is the highest alva. So degree will be nothing but what? 3. So answer which is correct? Option A is correct. Done. Clear? Option A is correct. Fine. Then we can move on to the last question over here. Yes. Another question is that yella board question. Find the sum of the zeros of the polynomial. Okay. Boards question aitida. Correct ag madri. Fine. Boards 2023. Boards 2023. 1 marks. Okay. 1 marks. Howda? I had told you the rule that the given polynomial is there. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ? ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ p of x is there. p of x is equals to x square minus 5x plus 6. Okay. So now from here, students, whatever minus 5x is there, minus 5x anna, can I write it down as minus 3x minus 2x? ಹೌದಾ? ಬರಿಬಹುದಾ? Also along with that, students, can I write down 6 as minus 3 into minus 2? Yes or no? So if it is possible to write down like this, now I know that this polynomial can be factorized and written as, another method you will study which is in your quadratic equation. ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ x minus 3 into x minus 2. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೇಮ್ ರೂಲ್. ಯಾವ್ದು ರೂಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ ಸರ್? ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತದ. ಈ ರೂಲಪ್ಪ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ, if p of x is a polynomial, ax can be written as lx plus mx, b can be written as l into m, then the polynomial can be factorized as x plus l into x plus m. Did you people understand this? Now from here direct zeros ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬಹುದು ನಾನು. Yes or no? From here directly the zeros of this polynomial will be nothing but what? Zeros of the polynomial. Okay, zeros of polynomial will be nothing but what? Yes, alpha value will be equals to, fine, 3, and beta value will be equals to what? 2. So they are asking the sum. Sum will be nothing but what? We know that it is alpha plus beta, which is nothing but what? 3 plus 2, 5. Sir, ishtalla wrong process yak madiri? You could have directly done this alla. Fine. What do we have over here, students? Fine. We know that alpha plus beta, sorry, it is roots are minus 3 minus 2. Okay, minus 3 minus 2. Fine. Ishta artha aayತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? Clear ada? Now when we find over here alpha plus beta value is nothing but what? Minus b by a. So over here, students, it will be minus 5 by 1, which is equals to what? Minus 5. That's it. So 0 find ಮಾಡೋದು necessity na illa. Directly let us go by the relation. Okay, these steps are not important for us. Just I told you how we can find the actual zeros. They are not asking us to find the zeros. They are telling that find the sum of the zeros. Sum of the zeros is what? Alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a. B value is what over here? 5. Okay, b value nimda minus 5 ada. Okay, fine. So if we compare this polynomial to this, that is p of x is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, then b value is equals to what? Minus 5. Earlier kuda alpha plus beta ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ನಮ್ಗೆ? 5 ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ? Alpha plus beta will be equals to what? Minus of minus 5 divided by 1, which is equals to what? 5. So both the cases same we have got. Either you can go by that method or this relationship. Clear are the students? Fine? Yes. So that's it, my dear students. Nim polynomials hai na, I have completed it. We have done your board problems also. Board problems kuda madside nim practice gagi madri adanna. Fine, because polynomials earlier to this irlilla, amel syllabus nag include ಮಾಡಿದಾರು. But definitely if you understand, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ questions ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Either there will be a 1 marks MCQ 1 and 1 marks question or 2 marks. Verify the relationship. ಅದನ್ನ ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ 2 marks ಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. So max to max you will get 3 marks. No higher marks questions from here. Strategy video ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, because it will help you to analyze. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 1 ಶಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸಂತಲೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅನಲೈಸಿಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರ್ತದ? ಗ್ರಾಫಿಕಲ್ ವೇ ಇಂದ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ zeros. So geometrical meaning. How many times it will intercept on x-axis? That many number of zeros. Another question will come from where? Relationship between the zeros and coefficients. So if alpha and beta are the zeros, alpha plus beta will be minus b by a, and alpha into beta will be what? C by a. Adan one important relationship ada. So 100% sure short question, students, will come either from this topic, that is alpha plus beta, fine, which is minus b by a, alpha into beta c by a. Clear? Another question I have given you people this, idanna as an homework try madri. You need to divide this polynomial by this. If you are not getting, nodri illi ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, long division method ಇಂದ we need to divide p of x by q of x. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? p of x by q of x. p of x ಏನದ? We have x cube minus 3x square, correct, plus 5x minus 3. We need to divide this polynomial by what? This polynomial we need to divide by what? X square minus x plus 1. Heng madboda? Fine. Same which we did in one of the problem over here. That is nothing but, here we'll take x cube minus 3x square plus 5x minus 3. Fine. And here we have x square minus x plus 1. Now here the coefficient is x cube. Illi coefficient ಏನದ x cube ada. Fine. So since we have x cube over here, we need to multiply by x. So if I multiply now, it will be x cube minus ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದ x square, okay, and it will be plus x. Now see students, if we subtract this both, ಇದನ್ನ subtract ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ minus sign ಬರ್ತದ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ plus ಬರ್ತದ, again minus over here. So this will get cancelled out. Minus 3x square plus x square will be nothing but what? Minus 2x square. Here it will be plus what? 4x. ಹೌದೇನಿಲ್ಲ? This will be nothing but what? Plus 4x minus 3. Again use what here students? Here we have minus 2. So minus 2 anna use ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? Already x square ada. So if we multiply, this will be minus 2x square. Okay, minus 2x square, minus of minus plus. It will be nothing but what students? 2x and minus 2. ಹೌದಾ? Clear? Now add them students. Fine. Andre subtract them. So if I subtract, sign will change. Here it will be plus, here it will be minus, here it will be plus. So it cancel aita. 4x minus 2x will be 2x. Minus 3 plus 2 will be nothing but what? Minus 1. Howda? Clear? So now whatever the degree of this is there, x square ada, illa x bandada. So we have to terminate the process. This is my last step. So this is the remainder and this is the quotient over here. So if I write down, your quotient will be what? Q of x is equals to x minus 2. Idu kuda 2 marks problem, okay? And the remainder is 2x minus 1. Clear ada? Fine students. So this is what we have in polynomials. Dead easy topic ada. Few things you have to remember, few things you have to practice. ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆರಾಮ್ಸೆ ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಎಸ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಶಾಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ನಾಗ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಅವರ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅದ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್? ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಾಟಿಕ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಾಟಿಕ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಪೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅದ, ಆರ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಪೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ದೆನ್ ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರಾಟಿಕ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅದ. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ 5 marks. ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡೋದ 2 marks 3 marks ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವ. ಈವನ್ MCQ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ನಾಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಗೋಣ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಟಿಲ್ ದೆನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ DPP ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ DPP ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಸ್ ದರ್, ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ದೋಸ್. ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. MCQ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. CBSE ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಅದಾವ. ಸೊ ಮೇಕ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ದೆಮ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಗೋಣ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಟಿಲ್ ದೆನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಮೈ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. Thank you my dear students.